what type of engagements they'll be facing, and whether or not they're at an advantage or disadvantage. Gatekeeping. Gatekeeping is when a player who is secure inside the safe zone puts pressure on an opponent who is forced to rotate because of the storm closing in on them. The gatekeeper is able to get uncontested shots onto the opponent, as they are forced to move due to not wanting to take damage from the storm. You will see a lot of top players utilize this in order to create opportunities to get eliminations and points. High ground advantage. High ground advantage is when you have a height advantage over your opponent and are looking down on them. Having the high ground enables you to have more access to information and easier ability to take and hit shots. You will frequently see players battling for high ground in all stages of the game, but in particular during the late game. The ultimate high ground is generally the player or team who controls the highest level during the final circles, and they have a number of advantages. They are typically the least threatened, can decide when to drop down and start taking fights, and also have great angles to punish opponents with AoE weapons or rifle fire. Low ground warrior. The next term is the opposite of the high ground. The low ground warrior is the player looking to sweep along the ground floor, taking close quarter combat fights and forcing opponents to make the first move. This can also be efficient because it often doesn't require as many materials or as much of a risk to gain control of, but can also lead to being in a lot more chaotic of an environment. Backside of the storm. Speaking of chaotic environments, our next term is possibly the most perfect embodiment of this. The backside of the storm is when the safe zone is closing in towards a new one and the players are clustered in towards one edge. Generally, it is very high density of competitors, and you will find a lot of interactions, engagements, disengagements, and eliminations occurring at this point, particularly for those low ground warriors we just talked about. 1x1s. 1x1s are the most basic proponent of building in competitive Fortnite. This is when a player boxes themselves in using their own builds, making them safe from outside fire. This technique can be expanded on to allow for players to take control of a space around them, but it all starts with the 4 walls around you, then a floor plus ceiling that each have a pyramid on them. Tunneling. Tunneling is the first basic expansion of the 1x1s. Tunneling is when players create a tunnel out of their own builds in order to rotate safely. This is typically done by putting out floors and ceilings in either a straight or diagonal path, then covering your sides with walls as you advance. This allows players without utility to rotate for maximum safety. 90s. 90s are when players utilize vertical 90-degree rotational building in order to build upwards as fast as possible, while also remaining covered. This enables players to try and gain high ground advantage or outplay their opponent to get a quick, different angle. You'll frequently see them used in mid-game build fights or in endgame scenarios where players have to build up very quickly. This has been a quick rundown of the common competitive terms that are frequently used on broadcast. If there are any other terms you're unfamiliar with, let us know using the hashtag Fortnite World Cup and asking for an explanation. We hope this helps you level up, and we'll see you all on the battle bus.
We knew it was coming. We knew we had what it took.
10 weeks, $1 million a week. Let's go!
I mean, in the end, I just want to win the World Cup.
Welcome to the Fortnite World Cup and the grand final that culminates in New York City for $30 million.
It has 2 players here, back against the wall. He's back.
He has no builds. You saw him trying to go build.
What?
5 HP.
And into the box, Bala.
That was crazy.
Brazil's definitely not one to be taken lightly.
And it's through. Dominates him. Europe always brings the heat.
Yes.
It's just that. Oh my God. Oh my God.
NA West, so much talent here.
If you have the motivation, you can do it.
It's meant the world to me. I've worked
so hard for this.
Oh my, what a shot. Oceania.
These guys are phenomenal.
I always screamed at him, like, you need to wake up, bro, like, today is our day.
He gets to 70 again, so he knows that player is on board. He drops down.
What? Brilliant. The Asian region, definitely a region you do not want to take lightly.
Spider-Man against Leeds right now, and he got it out.
NA East, the most stressful and exciting time ever.
You have to learn from every single mistake. You can't blame other people.
Oh, almost.
It's going to be so fun.
It's awesome.
Astonishing.
This is a dream for us. Very impressive to me.
Big moment of my life.
Oh my God.
Everything has led to this moment. Do not miss out.
My duo's prediction for the World Cup is definitely going to be Zayt and Seth. They're always on top. They always know what they're doing. Zayt's a genius. Easy claps.
Savage and Benji.
MSF Flix and Skeptic.
Mitro, Mongrel, Benji Savage, Seth and Zay. There's so many great duos.
Young Cal and Macwood.
Flix and Skeptic.
Dubs and Mega.
I have my eyes on Mega and Dubs. They're really good together and they have a really good chemistry.
Ronaldo and Zev.
Ronaldo and Ziff, they've been top competitors since the start of the pro scene. Consistent every week. Really hope to see them take it.
I mean, there's so many good teams. It's hard to say who's going to win. Seth and Zay, one of those guys, one of those duos that are more experienced.
Dubs and Mega.
No doubt.
Welcome to the Fortnite World Cup Finals.
We're going to have some of the most awesome Fortnite action for you, starting with the Creative World Cup Final.
What you'll be seeing will be 4 sets of 3 matches in 2 never-before-seen maps. Every match is for $55,000 for the winning team. Hey, Scissors is chilling.
Yeah,
Pumpernickel it up, man. Pumpernickel it up. Look, he's looking around. He's telling him to let him know.
And suddenly Llama Record takes the lead. Nope, Fishfan no longer have a free point.
One more goes over and that's it. Llama Record Co.
All he has to do
Don't
is
step
swipe
out.
just a couple of times. Can he win this straight? And he does not.
No one's in there. Can he find it? And he does. That's it. His feet touch the ground.
He's almost there. He is almost there. The first place can be his. Right now, he can take this lead, Sundown.
But they got control at the same time. It's literally ticking over a half second away from each other. The shots are going. Cuddle Crew has the lead, though. Will the shot be able to go to? Yes!
Cuddle Crew
He can
goes
take it
too.
down. And Raven's revenge in the closest nail biter yet.
And now we are going to go over the stage. We have the results, and your set one winner is the Funky Fighters. But we are about to have the world premiere of Junkyard Juke. There's just a level of ridiculousness that I enjoy so much. Just seeing somebody turn themselves into a literal dumpster and then try and weave their way past. It's a lot of fun. Towdog, that was sick. The Chicken Champions have done enough to round out the final match.
So that confidence boost is going to help dramatically in this last normal set here.
It is actually a race, the world run. It is similar to a death run with a bunch of obstacles. So there's actually 30 coins in the map. Whichever team gets all 30, the fastest or as many as possible until time runs out will be the victor. Jump.
Got it. Last jump, and he's got the coin too.
There you go.
We have the winners of the set. It's gonna be Fish Fam. He just needs one more coin. Is it the one on this trap? Or is it the one back behind?
You can tell he lifted the finger. He said, we need one coin. Just grab this coin right down here. If he can do this without being eliminated.
Here it is. The win. Oh, he missed it, but gets it with the trap trigger. The Fish Fam. Zan clutches up.
And the winner of the Fortnite Creative World Championship is the Fish Fam.
So you got yourself $1 million off of a jump. How does that feel today, my man?
It's unreal. Like, I don't know what to say, to be honest.
Welcome to the Fortnite Pro-Am. All right, folks, the moment you've been waiting for. It is now time for the third Fortnite Pro-Am. The players are loaded into the island. The battle bus is ready to go. It starts right now. King is going to be out. It is all up to Sinnoh here. Wildcat down low. He takes the shot, and it's Sinnoh with a victory royale. He loses the high ground. Jacob, look. Oh!
The side shot of Cloaksy.
He has to make something. Neither of them have the HP. No, you can't go on the
storm. What's it going to happen? JT Brown has given up the positioning, and he actually connects right there. And JT Brown wraps up Aiden in the final moments of the Pro-Am. Your 2019 Pro-Am winner is Airwalks in RL Grime.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jonesies, Bonesies, and everyone in between, welcome back to the road to the Fortnite World Cup. We're on one of the last stops. We saw Creative and the Pro-Am get off the track yesterday, and Bala, we're here today for the duos competition.
Yeah, these guys have been competing since April. Just a number of months. It's been amazing. They have done so much qualifiers in the online opens. There's been heartbreaks and triumphs, close calls, landslides, and today we're about to have some of the most unforgettable Fortnite experience we've ever seen. Again, these guys are competing. They've qualified over the last 5 weeks. Here's the schedule that we already went through. Yesterday, on Friday, the World Cup Creative Finals and also the Pro-Am.
And it was amazing. The Creative Finals wrapping up in one of the most iconic ways, having Scissors, one of the legendary beginners, the death run who went through, the creator who was there from the start, clutch up in the final moments. You saw Zan there. Now today we will have the duos competition. Pre-show is going on right now, and the show will kick off at 1 p.m. Eastern, and then tomorrow we have the solos competition as well as that recently announced Marshmallow performance that will be happening live.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy. Today, though, it's all about the duos. We had 5 weeks of open qualifiers. We already awarded $6 million to around the world for these players, and almost over 40 million players competed around the world to try to qualify for today.
And we have the 50 best duo pairings. They will be going at their share of $15 million in the prize pool, and it is all about who is the ultimate victor, because for a lot of these guys, it's about the title. They want the crown of being the first ever duos world champion. They want to walk off that stage knowing they are not one of, but the best in the world, and we are going to get a chance to watch that here live. And more importantly, you're going to get a chance at home. You can check it out on Fortnite.com/watch for a uniquely tailored viewer experience.
Yeah, it's awesome. I took a look at it yesterday. You can look at a bunch of different POVs, some from the first place, currently the second place, and just have basically a viewing experience that we haven't seen before.
And it's really important, particularly for us as analysts. You'll see us out here breaking down some of the plays. Sometimes, though, as a spectator, you just want to watch one individual player. So you want to watch the person who's first in doing that? Awesome, go for it. It'll be there. You just want to see the map and break it down. Shout out to Destiny's Jesus, who I know he'll be doing that, trying to figure out where everyone is out there rotating around. You can do that. We'll have one of those feeds up there, as well as regional representation. So you want to watch the top Brazilian players? We got it. You want to watch the top players out of Asia or Oceania? They'll be on there, as well as the Titans you know from NA and Europe.
Yeah, it's awesome. You can go do that at Fortnite.com/watch or in-game as well.
Yeah, it will be.
Standings.
Yeah, you'll be in-game. You can check out the event, and you can also have that picture-in-picture. So wherever you are, you can check out this amazing Fortnite action, and these pairs are going to be so good. Honestly, I was impressed yesterday with the Pro-Am level of skill, and everyone's like, wow, these endgames are ridiculous. Well, today is going to be not just one exponent, probably an exponent to an exponent of that. The level of skill is ridiculous, but enough from us now. We want to introduce you guys to the players, so we will have the first group now taking the stage out there. And in that group, we have Crimson, Spades, Clicks, and Skeptics, PF, Zin, and Nix, Artgram, and Falconer, and then Lenon and Tyler 15. I mean, there's so much you could say about this duo, but particularly the one I'm attached to, PF, Zin, and Nix. Nix has been the star coming out of Brazil, the wonder kid. He has turned his heads, but so many of these competitors are on another level.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are keeping their eyes on Clicks and Skeptic, because Clicks' rise throughout the Fortnite World Cup online opens has been meteoric. A lot of people are wondering, how is he going to perform on the stage?
It's definitely a change in environment. Now, these were the Week 2 qualifiers coming out of NA East, NA West, and Brazil. But now on to our next group, the Group 2, which will be out of Asia, Oceania, and, whoa, apologies, just total brain fart right there. End up going through there, but let's get to that next group.
That group is Belle, Scarlet, it's Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage, and it's Mongrel and Mitro, and Shinken and Stompy. So this group is absolutely ridiculous. It has some of the biggest names in Fortnite.
And I mean, you can see them out there as well with Mexi and Scram, and then Cover H and Twiz. These are some of the European powerhouses, the first one to come through, but don't count out the Crazy Raccoon Boys coming out of Japan. They will be able to pressure their opponents. I mean, these honestly are some of the crowd favorites. Everybody has known the announcement for Mongo and Mitro. They called it the loudest thing in Fortnite at the time, and they honestly have been making waves.
Yeah. Absolutely crazy. Stompy and Shinken, also Cover H and Twiz, which is very interesting. They're coming all the way from OCE.
And don't count out Mexi and Scram, though. We've seen a ton of their gameplay. Scram has been the one to do ridiculous thing in solos, and qualifying in that first week, it was a very tough competition. And Cover H and Twiz, we got to talk with them a little bit, and then we also got to go travel out to Oceania, go down under, and get a chance to interact with these guys. Let's see what it's like over there.
We live in New Zealand. I like the nature, the rivers, the parks. The people are really friendly and keen to have a conversation. It's probably some of my favorite things.
Best thing in New Zealand for me is the internet. It's really fast, but no lag. Yeah.
Man's got his priorities.
Cover H and Twiz in the #1 spot.
It's actually amazing what these guys are doing right now.
We're the best. We're gonna put OC on the map. We're gonna go to New York. We're gonna smash it.
What? What?
Give me one for the one time. It's gonna be easy. My name's Sam Pearson. My in-game name is Twiz.
I'm Chris Hunt. My in-game name is Cover H.
That is it.
Actually, what are we even doing?
Ah, easy, man. Easy, step out of your comfort zone. Okay, now it gets steep. Good luck, have fun.
Easy, bro. We're pretty great friends in and out of the game. Twiz is like really like loud and crazy. He's like always cracking jokes. He's always doing something to make someone laugh.
Look at this. Look at this beautiful place.
He also forces me into situations I wouldn't want to be in, outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah, hands off, brother.
And I think it just makes me like, like a better person.
Cover's a bit younger than me. He's a really good teammate because he's quite aggressive and he always has his own ideas or own input on what he thinks the game plan should be.
You can't place a wall if you're like right beside it.
He's running past you in shadow form. Clear your back.
Hit it once.
Mine down. Opening. What's up, boys? Easy.
All right, let's go.
We had quite opposite play styles at the start. Cover's quite aggressive. He's the builder and I'm more of a passive shooter.
He boxed up.
We managed to bring our play styles together and we started to find pretty good results.
Play this box?
We played the week 2 duo qualifiers from home. We got a couple of wins. Didn't get too overly excited, and then when we actually found out, that was crazy. It was like the biggest sigh of relief. It was like a massive smile.
Congratulations to Twiz and Cover H.
We're so excited for the World Cup. We can't wait to come over to New York and show everyone what we got.
For us, traveling from New Zealand to New York, it doesn't get much further than that. Over 20 hours of travel.
Oh, it's here, bro. We're gonna get it done.
So keen, bro.
Yeah, same.
I'm really excited to go. I want to see like Times Square. I want to see all the people, duo partners and friends being able to like share this opportunity. It's going to be good for strengthening our friendship and our chemistry. I'm really keen to go over and be a Kiwi and represent New Zealand in Fortnite.
We've always been the underdogs. I want to prove that like our region, OCE, can actually do well in esports.
The best that we can do is just come in and give it our best crack and try and cause a little bit of an upset.
Love hearing from the boys down under. They're excited to be here. Recently signed by Warriors of the rugby organization, so they want to represent them proud on the stage, and more importantly, they want to represent for Oceania. They're saying, hey, we want to say we left it all on the stage and go with no regrets. Now, on to our next group. We have potentially one of the most veteran pairs in the game. It is Saf and Zate, Brush and Sizz Lucky, Leno and Burl, and then Nate Hill and Funk Bob. And every single one of these pairs is dangerous in their own right. I mean, Zate and Saf, they were thought to be the best of the best originally, back to back going on there. And I mean, ESL Academy's first place going on, tons of online places, qualified for the Fortnite World Cup a number of times as the duo, and Brush and Sizz Lucky as well, representing Tempo Storm, and they have been very strong in terms of their teamwork.
Yeah, but I do want to say I think Leno and Barl are definitely an underrated pair. A lot of these teams coming out of NA West are so because they are so mechanically gifted and they're doing things faster than I think anybody has really ever seen on this sort of level. So Leno and Barl, somebody look out for it.
And they say they want to put NA West on the map. And after that, the last pair, we have Nate Hill and Funk Ball. They've been around for ages, second place at TwitchCon, been representing as a duo, and they work so well together. We're going to throw it down to the floor to hear what they have to say ahead of the competition.
What's going on, guys? Jordan Fisher here, standing with Nate Hill and Funk. We've got two remarkably gifted duos here, which is fantastic. Nate, you are a bit of a multi-hyphenate. We can relate on that level. What I don't understand is how you've managed to balance training for something as high pressure as this while balancing the rest of your workload. What's that been like for you?
I've kind of given that side of my life up for a minute just for this tournament. I've had absolutely no life except for training for Fortnite for the past 2-3 months. So I guess there is no balance in between the two. It's just been all in on Fortnite for this.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And then the two of you have been competing together for quite some time. Have your strategies kind of shifted while you've been training for this?
Yeah. I mean, we've gone over like routes and like strats and where teams are dropping. So we've been like studying everybody and seeing what our best like option is. So it definitely has changed since the qualifiers, and I feel confident for the finals.
Fantastic. Well, we're all very excited to see you guys do your work. It's going to be fantastic. Get up there and slay out.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you so much there, Jordan. And you can tell they're ready to play. They've been on the stage, and they're confident in their ability. Now, our next group has a number of players who you'll be seeing for the first time today, but you'll also be seeing tomorrow because they qualified for the solos competition. We'll kick it off with the Gambit boys, Flexi and Letwick, followed up with Crew and Chapix, Daedra and Miz of Gamers Origin, and then Nyrox and Aqua. Some of the best pairs coming out of Europe. The Gambit boys are known for being very aggressive, very pointed, and have fully qualified. So both of them playing not only together in the duos, but will be facing off in the solos competition. Crew qualified for solos as well. Chapix just barely missing it a number of times. The Valhalla Vikings duo is incredible together. They are honestly one of my favorites in terms of the duo side of the competition and deserve a lot more credit and notoriety than they get.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Daedra and Miz as well. They played at ESO Katowice with Zayt and Saf that you mentioned before. They played incredibly well out of the French community. So we'll be looking out for them, the Gamers Origin boys. And then Nyrox and Aqua. What more can you say about these guys? These guys have been on the rise, and a lot of people are starting to realize how good they are.
They are incredibly consistent in one of the toughest regions, averaging one of the best placements. And additionally, we will see Aqua tomorrow as well, qualified in the solo competition. We have a chance to catch up with them right before they take the stage. Jordan, what do they have to say?
What's up? We've got Nyrox and Aqua here. Nyrox, you guys have both been playing around with a bunch of different duos from quite some time. What is it about this duo, this pairing here, that you think has made it all the way to the finals for you?
It's the skill of Aqua that's made it. He's really good in every single aspect of the game, and that's probably why we succeed that much.
Fantastic. And Aqua, what do you think makes this the perfect match for you guys?
Yeah, we're going to win.
Fantastic. Great. Mechanically gifted. Comms are fantastic. We're going to see a lot of that here in just a bit.
So that's exactly what you want to hear going into a duos competition, is your teammate having confidence, and he knows Aqua's already qualified for solos as well. He's going to play there tomorrow, so we'll see that pair going forward. We're going to continue down on the floor with our next group. It's Cease and Elevate, Landjock, Punisher, Wishy DP, and Gustavox, and then Little and Jay. And then finally, Mega and Doves, you can see on the left side of your screen right now.
And I just want to say right away, Cease and Elevate don't get enough credit. There was a post on the competitive subreddit about it. Cease, across all of the skirmishes at the beginning, was the most consistent eliminator above every other one of the quote-unquote more popular or better players. Cease was above all of them, and he has dominated in the entire competition. He's also qualified for solos.
Yeah, and then Landjock and Punisher right after them. This is a duo that, again, also doesn't get enough credit, but hey, there's 50 of them here today. Landjock, one of the people that a lot of the community thinks has the best creative 1v1 skills in honestly the pro community, so we'll see whether he can convert that today. It's another stage. It's a lot of differences. It's going to go down to it.
And then Wishy and Gustavox8 are known for being very aggressive and executing pinch maneuvers incredibly well. If you isolate from your teammate for a second, and we're talking one grid space, they will take advantage. And then Little and Jay, the original S2 boys coming out of NA West, who said, hey, we might be young, but we'll go against anyone. We don't care who it is. We'll push you. We'll take your wall. We'll take the high ground. We are going to beat you. And then talking about taking the walls, Bala.
Yeah, talking about taking the walls, Mega and Dubs are in this group too, and there's so much to say about them, but we're just going to sit down and find out more about Dubs.
My name is Danny Walsh. You guys know me as Dubs. And I'm 16 years old. What I love about dirt biking is the freedom you have. It's like using a rift late game, having freedom of going wherever you want. Time to get back to grinding. All right, boys, I'm back. Let's run it. A day in a life with Dubs. First thing I do is wake up at 12, hop in the shower, get some food.
What time are you gonna start gaming now?
Probably in like 10 minutes.
All right.
And then I'll do some aim training. This is one of the maps that I do. This helps with like AR aim. I hop in creative, warm up my builds, and then scrim for the rest of the day. I was a skateboarder. I skateboarded every day. My brother, he taught me how to skateboard when I was young.
I guess he thought it was cool because I was doing it, and I would take him to all the different skate parks I would go to.
So I was 13 years old, skateboarding at Woodward Skate Camp, and the first day I was there, I ended up breaking my femur, which I then had to go get a cast. I was in the cast for about a year.
It was a long road back for Danny. He was stuck inside. I had to do something, so he made him very comfortable and got him a good setup for gaming.
That's how I fell in love with gaming, because that's the only thing I could do.
I really never got him back on a skateboard after that, and he kind of found who he was. He really just blew up overnight.
If I hadn't broken my leg, I would not be where I'm at right now. I'm a professional Fortnite player.
Oh my, you fixed it up! To the part below.
Solos is my strong point.
Okay, my heart's racing right now.
You can dominate by going for picks or playing for high ground. The first time I qualified for the World Cup, it was crazy. People were shocked at what I had just done.
He was not with an organization. They were thinking, who is this guy? He's got to be cheating. Nobody knows who he is. He was on a mission to prove them wrong.
Dub said, look, I've qualified. I'm just going to come back and just flex on literally the entire region.
To prove them all wrong, I qualified 4 times for solos and once for duos and joined FaZe Clan.
Dub's consistently good.
I play with so much confidence. I just love the game so much that I just want to put every minute into grinding, so I can be the best player I can be.
That honestly, in retrospective, I know it was stressful when it happened, but it has to be the biggest compliment that you are quite literally so good, averaging just inside 5th overall with the solo placings, that the entire community thinks you're cheating. That you are that much better, that everyone's there. There's no way, and you saw it there. Him and Mega had one of the most ridiculous performances, racking up close to 50 points in their last 2 matches to qualify. And I mean, it was nuts ball, but now time to get into the next group.
Yeah, let's go ahead forward. The first pair is XXM and Mende out of China. And then following them up is Airwax and Nikov, Hunter and Kinstar, Leneuf and Kinton, SSK7 and Jamside, and then finally Volks and Parby on the right there.
And XXM and Men were the only Chinese team to qualify through the open track, and then Airwalks and Nikov, and then Hunter and Keenstar. The Solari brothers, the group qualifying all within the same week, and Airwalks taking his repeat Pro-Am title yesterday with RL Grime saying it was easy claps, 12 points clear of the South Korean duo, and then Leneuf and Quinton just recently being signed to Navi, representing them on the stage, looking to make a name for themselves, and they're hyper aggressive.
One of the duos I think a lot of people need to look out for, though, is SSK7 and Jamside, known for their aggressive style of play, always fighting for high ground earlier than most people, and then not giving it up. Nobody is going to be able to contest them off high ground. They get tons of eliminations because of it, but we'll see if that might bite them here today.
And you talk about insanely aggressive. Most people, you need to tag them and see shields broken or maybe white damage to go after them. Volks and Parpy, if you move and they see a pixel, they raise all kinds of chaos in NA East when playing in the Trios tournament, and now we're going to get a chance to talk to the aggressive Oceania duo down on the floor. Jordan, what do you have for us?
I've got Parby and Volks here, 2 of the most astonishing talents out of Oceania. You guys are coming all the way over from not only Australia, but New Zealand, facing off against some of the best talent, not only from your region, but the rest of the world. We've seen that there are different play styles from kind of everywhere. We all know this, but going into this, how do you prepare? How does one prepare up against these play styles?
I just eat a fruit salad, just have a shower, get off, get some water, have a fruit salad, and then just try to get hyped.
Love it, regardless of the region. That's great. Fruit salad, you can take care of NA East and EU and everybody. Now, the most astonishing thing here is this record, this elim record of 102 that you guys had, the single most elims in 1 week. I don't think anybody would expect for either of you guys to be super W key today because of what you're up against, but what is your strategy going into this?
Just play slow and just hopefully make it to endgame and just get hype. That's basically it.
Beautiful. Well,